Here on Decker Does It DIY, I'm going to build some table saw extensions for my 113 Craftsman table saw, along with a Jessem Rout or 2 lift in it. First, I'm just going to clean up all my edges, because when I laminated this together, it didn't go exactly smooth as I wanted it. The glue kind of made it shift just a little bit, but I'm going to straighten all that back up so when you put it up against here, it'll be nice and flush again. And then I'm going to go and try to route my edges on the sides and then the front. I'm just going to do a round over on the sides and the front. I'm just going to raise it up just a little bit for now, just to see how it looks. Do a pass on it and go from there. Go a little more than that. Try that right there. Change out my battery. Yeah, that's got a nice feel to it now. I can handle that. Okay, well, next thing I need to do is locate where my Allen bolts are going to be, because I'm going to have to slot this out with the router in order to access my Allen bolts. That was loud. Golly, drop everything, bro. These table saw wings are surprisingly pretty heavy, but they're not worth a crap. I don't know what they'd be good for, but if you need some table saw wings, stamped ones for 113 Craftsman table saw, let me know in the comments and you can have them. Got a little bit of rust right there on the side. I want to clean it up with some spray or sandpaper and get that angle mounted up to it. That noise you're hearing is my heater. It ain't much of one, but one thing I'm concerned about is this wheel right here. I'm going to probably have to, hopefully I won't have to do nothing, but if I do have to move this or turn this wheel down to where it's farther back in here, I might have to do that. But hopefully it's not in the way. Okay, I'm just going to use like a small flush trim bit to groove out these sections right here. Something like that, just to slot it out to where I can get a wrench in here and get to that Allen head. I want to do the rest of them, and we'll try to mount it on the table saw. Okay, I got the grooves slotted out where my bolt holes go. Right now it's just sitting down in here, and I'm trying to figure out how I should do this. I could bring the table back up a little bit, because what I got going on, according to my slots that I got cut out on my angle, right now it's all the way up. As you can tell, the table sits lower. It's sitting flush onto this. So what I'm probably going to do is cut a couple strips to where I could lay into the bottom underneath this all the way across. That way I could bring the top up. Right now I just got my legs just sitting under there. They're not screwed on or nothing. They're just kind of bracing the front, but so far everything looks pretty good. I'm wishing this stuff was a little bit thicker and I wouldn't have to deal with this, but this is what happens when you try to make something work. Then all I'd have to do is mount my table legs to the front, and then it's finished. And then we'll go ahead and go to the other side and put that wing on. But I still have to laminate that piece. So I'm going to cut some strips to shim underneath that table. I was looking over in my pile that I have. This is a piece of UMHW, and it's basically just a plastic composite. I use it a lot at work, and I think I might run this stuff through the planer. Plane this down at least 1/8 of an inch, and then I'll cut 2 strips out of it, and I'm going to set my planer up and plane this stuff down. how close this is. That's slightly higher than the angle. Take just one more pass off of it. Try to make it flush with it. Try to make this flush with that. That way it'll make it a whole lot easier to set level on it. Put your dust collector on. This is pretty close. I think I'll try that. And cut some strips out of it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use some of this Star Bond with accelerator. Just glue it on here. Put some clamps on it and let it set up. I went ahead and glued up the strip for the other side since I'm going to put the smaller piece on this side too. Okay guys, what I got set up here, I'll show you. I just got one leg just to brace this side. I had to go to the hardware store because I'm wanting to drill and tap a couple bolts in here so I can attach this to the angle. I went ahead and adjusted that leg right there to where this is nice and level. The table itself is level. I'm just trying to get this shim to where this is flush with the table, because right now I'm a little high on this side. So I'm going to use like a little punch or something to knock this down. I got all the bolts just kind of snugged up down here, so they're not real tight, so I should be able to get a punch on this on the L bracket and just tap it down to where this is flush with the top. And then once I get this height set, I'm going to go on and lock down all my bolts, and I'll set this back on here, set the table back on here, drill and tap my holes for my bolts, and then this side will be ready to mount. Okay, so I got my front and I got my back level. I'm gonna take this off, tighten down those two bolts, and then I'll go back and check the middle. Okay. I think that's pretty good right there. I'm gonna drill and tap 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and then have it go through that shim that I have under there, and this will be attached. I just finished drilling 3 holes, a little bit bigger than a 1/4-inch bolt. Right now, I'm going to set this table back on top of here and mark my holes. And I'll drill and tap into my tabletop. Hopefully that'll get it. 1/4-20 tap, 13/64 drill bit, piece of tape. Piece of tape is to mark the depth on my drill. Somewhere around that deep. We didn't drill all the way through it. That's always good. 1/4-20 bottom and tap. You can do this with a drill. Just keep your drill straight. A good way to tell if your tap is baited all the way to the bottom by using a drill or something like that. When you chuck it up in here, don't chuck it down super tight. Let it at least slip. So once you get to that bottom, this tap will slip in your drill. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this basically the same way. Find where I want my leg, mark it, drill it, tap it. Working pretty good. I like it. Nice. Still level. Still level. So far, it looks surprisingly good. I could sit on this thing and it ain't going nowhere. Which is exactly what I was wanting. Turned this old Craftsman into almost a saw stop type look now. Really like the black. Shows a lot of dust, but and this fence goes over it great. Like I said, I was thinking I might build something off of this to use as a fence that has the dust collection in it. But yeah, it's that, and build a dust collector box under here. Maybe take this off. Give me enough room, that way I could still use my wheel right there. Turned out surprisingly well. We'll get the other side on. Like I said, it's all clamped up. I want to give it another 24 hours on those clamps, because it's, like I said, it's cold out here. And I'm not for sure if its glue is really set up. Yeah, look. You can see it's still squirting out. Give that more time, and I'll do the same thing. I'll drill and tap this and route out slots in it to where the bolts can fit into it. Adjust my angle up until that's level with the table. Lock it down. Put my bolts through it. Legs. Done. And by the time that I put that on, it should come out right at the end edge of my outfeed table. So, yeah. Turned this whole 40-year-old saw into something actually decent again. There she is, guys. Finished her up today. I had to put this project on hold for a few days because Christmas happened. But just finished up putting the left side on, and I did mess up on it. It was the very last hole that I went to tap. And what I did, I ran the tap down it too far and busted out the top side. And it was the last hole. So, kind of mad about myself on that one, but CA glue and activator, glued it back on there. It's on the bottom corner of the table saw. As far as functionable, it's not going to bother anything, but aesthetically, it reminds me that I messed up. You know what I'm saying? I wish it didn't happen, but it did. And it doesn't surprise me whenever I do something. It seems like it's always right there at the end is when something will happen. But this is the first time I've had wings on my table saw in probably 3 years, so the extra space it's pretty great. And like I said, this material seems like it'll work pretty well. Everything's leveled up. Had to put some little shimming blocks down here on this end because my garage floor has a taper that goes to the center drain. So I went on and blocked it up. But as far as the Jessem Router 2 lift, I'll have to let you all know in a few days how it does. I mean, so far it's what I asked for. Up and down, and be able to get into your router to be able to change bits. So that's what I wanted. What I'll probably do is try to get the kit with the extra inserts, because the router only come with a 1 3/8, 2-inch and 2.5-inch inserts is all it came with. So I'd like to get one that doesn't have a hole in it. And like I said, I'm probably going to work on some way to do the fence system here. I want to get a box for the bottom side for dust collection. Also, I'd like to get a on-off switch here, so I can be able to kick the router off with my knee or with my leg or whatever, if I have to, with an adjustable speed sensor for the router. It'd be nice too, but that's all later on down the road. I'm in no hurry for this. It's just something that I wanted to do, and it kind of opens up more opportunities and more space now that I have a router table on my table saw and not sitting out somewhere else. I'm glad y'all made it through the build on this video. If you could, like and subscribe down at the bottom, I'd greatly appreciate it. We just passed 700 subscribers, which is super cool. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the subscriptions, all the support, and we're going to try to get some more videos up in here. Sorry I haven't been doing them as often. Work kind of takes over on that deal, so whenever I get time, I'll make a video and post it. And like I said, I'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks for watching.